Hello, humans. I am the Human Advocate and checking in with you all. Hope you all are having a wonderful evening, Monday evening, and chilling and not working too hard. Um, myself, I just got back from a trivia session with some friends and had a pretty decent time. And there's even a Bible session beforehand. Which discussed Jeremiah 13:15, which was very interesting, very fun. Um, but I just wanted to check in and do a video with you all because I will not be uploading anything probably tomorrow. Tuesday, I did upload something today, which I got done this morning, but I'm trying to keep a streak up of uploading something every day. So this is in service of that. And I want to just say thank you all for those of you who have subscribed and have tuned in and continue to watch. I do appreciate it. I hope that the content is resonating with you and the message is resonating with you. I really just want to say thank you all for being there, being with me on this journey of YouTube discovery. Really enjoying it. I'm enjoying putting myself out there more. I've tried to do it in the past, and I know I've said it quite a few times, but this message about humanity and long-term, there's long-term goals and there's short-term goals, and we have been focused as a society for far too long on what is a short-term goal. And a short-term goal of profit is at the expense of family, because families are not a long-term thing. So and it's not a short-term thing, I should say. It's not in service of the short-term goal. The short-term goal being profit. Stable families, build a long-term society, long-term outcomes. And those who are in control, and corporations and government and agencies and those people in power have forgotten those kinds of things, that make people people. You can't throw it all away, and I said this earlier, you can't throw it all away just in service of this short-term goal, this thing that's just a couple feet in front of you. You have to think about the larger picture, and we haven't been thinking about the larger picture for a long time. We've just thought, what can we muscle through? What can we do to enrich ourselves for today, and we don't have to think about the consequences of tomorrow. And the chickens are coming home to roost, so to speak, when that comes to age. The boomers were able to make it possible because they were living off of the good times of the previous generations who had sacrificed for the future generations. And then the Gen Xers who came and kind of had a little bit less of that, of even the boomers. And then the millennials, which we're the ones to really first feel the brunt, the full force of this whole, like, we still have this work ethic of, and all these things that we were told actually work. But we're the first ones that have discovered that it's actually not like that. It doesn't work the way that the boomers told us it does. And because of that, we're the ones that have really had to catch up, so to speak, to cope with the world and really make it work in our favor. So in service of that, it's obviously not going to be, for me, getting an office job and sticking it out for 20, 30 years somewhere. It's not a thing. As much as I'd love to have a job like Mad Men and work in an office where you work in PR, marketing, and just dissect the human brain and just, and advertise to people and copy, I can't do that because I don't have the degree. I don't have a marketing degree. I don't have any of that. I don't have 10 years of experience in marketing. I don't have social media. I don't have those kinds of things. If I was in the 60s, I probably could walk up to an office and be like, of course, I'd probably have a degree. I could have gotten a degree in marketing in about 2 years for the cost of a small SUV, a small sedan or something. But now it's just out of my reach. And I'd have to come to terms with that. We all have to come to terms with the fact that that life, that lifestyle that was professed to us is unavailable. And that's okay. And that's the reason I'm making this video, because that lifestyle had its time and its place and its people that it benefited and was useful for. But obviously, if it was supposed to be useful for us, it would be. And it's not. So no use arguing with the fact that you would like to have an office job and be taken care of and have a pension and all those kinds of things for years and years on end. It's just not going to happen. But what will happen is that you will figure it out, as I am figuring it out, as everyone else around you has figured it out for themselves to make it work. And we can't argue with the promises that were promised and have not been given. All we can do is fight for ourselves. And that's what we have to do. So in service of that, I am trying to learn as many skills as I can. I have a lot of irons in the fire right now. I'm kind of working on this right here, actually. Real estate, which is kind of fun. It's kind of interesting. You kind of get to do a little bit of like advocacy for whoever your buyer is, or your client, the seller, not the buyer. But that's a big mistake. Big mistake a lot of people make when real estate, actually. And the reason I'm interested in this is not because I want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, although that's nice. But the reason I am interested in this is because I like this. This is a great guide. It's a great guide about architecture, about different styles of architecture, about how American homes are made, and what American homes are, and what is made an American home over the centuries. And that's important kind of stuff. That's baked into the historical everything that we are. And when someone looks at a home, when someone looks at something, they want it to be a place to live, not just a place of utility. It's a place that they want to be able to live, to raise a family, to suit their needs, not just suit their needs, but to feel comfortable, to feel like they belong in that space. And if you go into a space and you don't feel you belong in that space, then the space has failed to make you feel you. And you have individual ideas and expectations and talents and things that make you you. So each house that you get to walk into, that you get to choose as your place of residence, should speak to you. It should speak to what makes you you. It's not just about how close is this to work? Does it have a smart thermostat? Those kinds of things. If that's all that you care about, then go live in a box, man. I mean, why even try? Why even be human? Why even profess to like things if all you care about is utility? Your personality is such that it's downgraded into this. You live for today. It's a living for today kind of mentality, and it goes back to that. It goes back to exactly that. What if you wake up one day and you're in your smart city and you're in your small tiny box, and now you realize, I want to live in a craftsman home. I want to have a yard. I want to have an upstairs and a basement and an attic which to store my memories and all those kinds of things. And space is important, but it's also about the way that something is built, the care that is put into it. And that's why time, just like wine, everything has a vintage. Homes also have a vintage. They have the people, the character of the time that built them. That's why some of them in a certain era, a certain decade, are a lot more reliable and break down a lot slower than those who are built in another decade, a more recent decade. So my point is about like homes and about real estate and about home and houses is that it all is baked into humanity. We don't just live in something just because it suits our needs, but also because it speaks to what is good for us, for our lives. We accept that there are things that we can't live with, and we accept that there are things we can't live without. And those are the things that make and break people buying and selling homes. And the homes of today are cookie cutter homes that are soulless, to say it much different. There's not a lot to them, as much as, I mean, I could go in, this is probably for another deep topic on American architecture and all that kind of thing, but I think it's important to realize that homes represent us. And I'm learning this kind of stuff and looking at all this kind of stuff and just really fascinated by it. So I hope you guys are, kind of picking up what I'm putting down on that, and you're digging it and you're grooving, and what other words are from the 60s I can throw out there for you. Because, man, it's really fun learning this kind of stuff, looking at it. And I really enjoy making the videos for you guys. I really hope you've been enjoying the videos for yourselves. And if you're sharing them, great. If you're not sharing them, that's great. Keep them to yourself. Little secrets. And, keep them hidden, buried away. Whatever you want to do with them. It's all good. I'm just putting them out there because I'm like, this speaks to me. This speaks to me, and it triggers something in me. And I'm like, I gotta speak about it. So, again, really appreciate you guys, really appreciate you being with me for this journey, watching my stuff, subscribing, commenting. You guys have been awesome. I can't tell you how much gratitude I have. I didn't even think I would get as many as I've gotten right now. So I think I'm at 37 or 38 last I checked. So thank you so much. And when I reach 50, maybe I'll do a small little live stream if anyone wants to stop by for that, and you guys can just ask me a couple of questions. And if you want, that's totally fine. If not, that's also cool too. But yeah, if there's some like video that you think I should comment on, if I've missed, if you're like, hey, I'd be interested in like hearing what you have to think about this, just drop it by. Let me know. I have no problem doing it. I like the editing and the stuff. It does take me a minute to do it, but I'm getting it more. I'm just using Clipchamp. I'm not using like any special editing software, by the way, if anyone was wondering. It's pretty simple stuff. But the more you do it, the better you get at it, right? So I know haven't probably done as much as I'm not JonTron, okay? I'm not JonTron. I ain't that kind of editing wizard genius yet. But maybe I will. Maybe I will someday, and I hope when that happens, you guys will, you'll stick by me and tell me you were here first. If that's what you want to do. But if not, that's also cool too. I, again, appreciate y'all, and I hope you all have a wonderful night or evening, or morning, whenever I upload this. And thank you so much for sticking by, and stay tuned because we got more stuff coming. I'm gonna look for some more videos for y'all, and you keep spreading the message. And remember to stay human. Thank you. Bye-bye.